What's up, everybody? Dog 185. There's levels to this. I got a quick video for you guys tonight before I hop in the shower and go to bed. I did a podcast today on Twitch. If you want to check out my podcast, follow me on Twitch if you want to check them out live. If not, you can catch the replays here on YouTube. I did a Gamer's Perspective podcast today talking about how Xbox is the main topic right now because there's a lot of things going on with Xbox that is making it the main topic. We're not going to deny that. Before I get into this video, though, I got to make this statement to make it clear for all the stupid people out there that don't understand this, okay? This is not a console war channel. I'm not console warring. The console war is dead. It's over, okay? So if I see a stupid comment talking about, hey, Rambo, stop console warring. It's been over. You sound like an idiot. I know it's over. It's been over, okay? The PS5 is better than the Xbox Series X, okay? So hopefully that dismisses anything else. If somebody wants to say, how is the PS5 better than the Xbox Series X? The PS5 is supported more than the Xbox Series X by Xbox themselves. They're sending games over there that are pro enhanced. So shut up. The PS5 is better than the Xbox Series X. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't like the Xbox Series X better. That's perfectly fine, but the PS5 is better. So it is what it is. But now, this is the conversation that we're having. We're not console warring, okay? It is a Sony and Xbox conversation. Not even a Sony versus Xbox, because Xbox is not even trying to fight Sony. They're working together, idiots. They're working together. They're all in cahoots. So my question is this. Who benefits who more? Does Sony benefit Xbox more, or does Xbox benefit Sony more? That's the politically correct way of saying it. The real answer is Sony saving Xbox, or is Xbox saving Sony? Now, in the surface, I guess the answer could be very, very simple, or you would think that the answer is very simple. At least I thought it was until I got in a back and forth with my dude MM2K. Shout out to MM2K. And I saw how people in the comment section were also, between my comment section and his comment section, were also going back and forth as well. So this is what I'm going to propose. I don't know what the answer is, but I do want to know what you think the answer is, because that's going to show what perspective you're thinking from. And I think that my channel might be one of the few channels that does have a large amount of ponies and a large amount of Xbox that I think we can all see how we think, at least. Okay. Again, it's not Sony versus Xbox. We would be stupid to do a Sony versus Xbox at this point when both these companies are working together. I'm telling you right now. So now it's okay, Sony and Xbox. Let's talk like gamers. So here's the deal. On one hand, we can say that Xbox needs, okay, listen to me clearly, needs the player base that Sony has. Hence why they're putting their games on the PlayStation. They need that player base. They want to reach more players. Well, they got to go where the gamers are, right? That's what they say. They want to go where they want to reach more gamers, so they got to go where the gamers are. Sony has the gamers. So in one instance, that would answer the questions, right? If you believe that just at face value, hey, Xbox needs to reach more gamers are on PlayStation. They just spent all this money getting the Activision Blizzard deal. So yeah, they need Sony. So Sony is saving Xbox, okay? So in a sense, when you're saving somebody, you're doing something, what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? As a favor, maybe? Maybe you're doing something valiant. You're doing something in sacrifice of you, I guess, right? So Sony is saving Xbox by allowing Xbox games to be placed on the PlayStation platform. Okay? I need you to think about that now, right? Okay. So the other way that you would look at it is, would Sony survive without the Xbox games? Specifically Call of Duty. Now we know that from the leaks and all that other stuff, it made it seem like a degraded version of Call of Duty would crush Sony, right? And we also know that PlayStation makes a lot of their money for their AAA bangers and stuff from the live service games. So if Xbox was to remove all of their games from PlayStation, would Sony be able to survive that? If you believe that the answer is no, that Sony would not be able to survive all their games being taken away from PlayStation, then you would then have to say that Xbox is the one saving Sony, because they're allowing their games to continue to be played on that platform, to include all the other Xbox games. So right now, this is the situation. Xbox does not have the player install base that Sony has, right? But Sony doesn't have the gaming pipeline, right, or roadmap that Xbox has, right? We can agree, right? We're going to be honest, right? PlayStation just canceled 10 live service games, right? But maybe PlayStation is looking at it like, we're good. We can cancel 10 live service games and we don't really got to worry about nothing because our gamers are going to be fed Xbox games. And maybe Xbox is looking at it like, hey man, we cannot reaching any more Game Pass subs. We're not growing on PC Game Pass sub wise. We're not growing console wise, right? So what can we do? Put our games in a place that people are going to pay full price for them. 70 million people, advertise it to them. So in that scenario, who is saving who? Who needs who more? That I really want to know. I really want to know who needs who more. What is your opinion as to who needs who more? I don't want you to say both. I want you to pick a side and just ride with that side and then explain as to why you feel that way. If you're thinking critically, this should be somewhat of a difficult exercise, I believe. If you're only thinking from the fanboy perspective, the preferred platform that you got is the one that you're going to go with. And that's perfectly fine too. Just give your explanation below. The other thing I'm going to say, I don't want this video to be too long, is we can also talk about who's funding who. Think about it from that perspective as well. Who's funding who? I know that Xbox putting their games on PlayStation and, they're getting a 70% cut and PlayStation is getting a 30% cut, right? A lot of people are saying, myself included, I have said that go ahead, put the game on PlayStation, let the PlayStation ponies pay full price for the game, and that'll subsidize Game Pass. I'm perfectly fine with that. Maybe that allows Microsoft to not have to worry that much because they're getting full price for the games on that side, so they don't got to raise the Game Pass prices. If a game does really well on PlayStation, maybe that funds the sequel for the game as well, right? So go ahead, put it over there. That's one way to think about it. The other way to think about it is something that I said earlier in this video, which Sony apparently with the leaks admitted that their live service games, that's what actually funds a lot of their AAA titles, right? So if they're going to get 30% from Xbox games anyways, right? Then quite possibly Xbox could be funding Sony games as well. So who's funding who? At the end of the day, from a gamer's perspective, none of this really matters, right? You're just going to play on whatever platform has the majority of the games that you want to play, right? Has the ecosystem that you enjoy the most. And the console war is over. So you could have your own personal choice as to why you would choose an Xbox over a PlayStation. But the reality is that the PlayStation is the better choice. If it wasn't for Game Pass, it would be clear cut. If it wasn't for Game Pass, it'd be clear cut. If you had to pay full price for games on both platforms, then PlayStation would definitely be the no-brainer. But because Game Pass is there, then I get it. You might choose an Xbox Series X over the PlayStation 5. The question is going to be, imagine a scenario where Sony says, hey, you know what, Xbox? For the right price, we'll let you put Game Pass over here too. For the right price, keep funding our games. I mean, I don't think Xbox would say no. I don't. But again, who's saving who? Let me know. DocDog1985. There's levels to this. This is not console warring. It's not what we're doing. We're having a conversation about Sony and Xbox the way it should be. We out. Peace.